What's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're doing a throwback review of the Hasbro Marvel Universe Marvel's Kang. And I've had this figure for about a year, I would say. It was given to me by Adam, aka Playing With Myself on Instagram. He hooked me up with this figure because about a year ago, for some reason, I was getting all into Marvel Universe. I think it was because I had the cable figure and I was looking for an excuse to open it, and around this time last year is when things started to shut down and I was kind of home a lot, and I just wanted to review old figures and just revisit things from the past and just kind of appreciate them. So I opened that cable, I reviewed it, and then I kind of fell back in love with the Marvel Universe line, and a bunch of awesome people gave me a bunch of Marvel Universe figures, including my good buddy Adam. So shout out to Adam for hooking it up, because Kang is one of my favorite Marvel villains, and this thing looks absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited to talk about it. I've had him in my bedroom for like a year, for the past year. It's been sitting on a shelf in my bedroom and I just keep forgetting about it. And I figured right now is a good time to talk about a Marvel villain, because Hasbro is killing it with Marvel villains and Marvel Legends. So I think it would be cool to go back and appreciate this awesome figure that they did a bunch of years back. It looks like it came out in 2011. Holy shit. So that was like 10 years ago that this line was going. And you may or may not know, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Marvel Universe when it was first coming out, because I kind of felt like they were trying to replace Legends with it. I don't know if that was the case, but it did feel that way at the time. Personally, I feel like both lines could have coexisted and it would have been nice, especially if they continued on this path, because they were doing some really great things, but at one point, Hasbro just kind of stopped like putting their all into the Marvel Universe and the figures got really, really bad. But at a certain point, they were really killing it, and Kang is a very good example of it. So let's go ahead and take a look. He does have the typical Marvel Universe style packaging. It's like this clamshell. It's not collector friendly or anything like that. You could see Kang right here. You could see the gun that he comes with. Then we have an awesome little comic book cutout here on the side, which is really dope. It's the Avengers. It says Kang lives. We got the Hulk, Namor, Colossus. Oh, it looks like it's a X-Men and Avengers team up. We got Hercules, Black Knight, and Captain America. So really awesome stuff there. We have some nice looking Kang artwork at the top. This doesn't really look like a pose that Kang would be in. It looks more like a Spider-Man pose, but it still looks good. And then on the back, we get a look at some other figures that came out around this time. We have Future Foundation Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, and She-Hulk. And I don't think I picked up any of these figures. I would like to get my hands on that Future Foundation Spider-Man though. I've always been a big fan of that costume. In fact, I would love to see them do that in Marvel Legends. That would be nice. And then down here we have MODOK doing his thing. And this is before everybody knew who MODOK was. Now he's all big. He has a TV show. He's a damn sellout. But at this time, not a lot of people knew about MODOK. Obviously Marvel heads did, but you know, it's not like a kid would, or it's not like a random person would pick this up and know who this is. Now that might be a little bit different. And then we do have a biography of Kang the Conqueror, and I love this biography here. It gives us quite a bit of information about the character, so that's nice. And that's about it for the awesome packaging. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at Kang the Conqueror. Alright, so here we have Kang the Conqueror right out of the box, and man, this is a very impressive figure. I'm kind of blown away by the level of sculpted detail on him and the paintwork and just everything about him. He looks really, really good. And I'm not an expert on the Marvel Universe line, so I can't sit here and tell you that he's like an original sculpt all the way through. I'd imagine that his arms are reused from someone, or maybe the torso, but it looks like it was all made for Kang. But man, that is just insane. This is a good looking figure. And I'm really surprised by the paintwork on him. I would say the paintwork on the Marvel Universe Kang is better than the paintwork on the recently released Marvel Legends Kang, which is one of my favorite Marvel Legends figures. I love this figure, but I'm just kind of surprised that they did a better job painting the Marvel Universe one 10 years ago than they did with this new one. But you know, the new one looks perfectly fine. But I'm just surprised by the paint wash and the metallic purples and everything. It's just kind of crazy. Starting off at the head sculpt, I think they did a pretty good job with the head sculpt on this little guy. And I will say that I don't like it as much as the head sculpt on the Marvel Legends one, because the Marvel Legends one kind of has a more classic kind of feel to it, and I just prefer that. This Marvel Universe one has more of a modern look, and you know, that's okay. It definitely looks good, but I just prefer the old school kind of feel to the Legends one. But the details are very well done, and I'm very impressed with the paintwork. The blue on the face looks really good, and none of it is bleeding onto the purple of the helmet. And then same thing with the helmet, none of it's bleeding onto the face, so that looks nice. We have some sculpted details on the helmet, and it just looks good. He does have this collar piece, which is like a floating piece, and I briefly considered gluing it down, but I don't think I will, because it does stay in place pretty well. So there we go. But I love the way the purple looks, and throughout the figure the purple has like this metallic kind of look to it, and it just looks really, really dope. And look at all the paint wash on this figure too. Man, it kind of reminds me of a Toy Biz figure. And I mean, when I say that, it's a compliment, because you can say whatever you want about Toy Biz, but you know, they always put their best foot forward when it came to paint work. And I feel like this guy is kind of like in the same spirit of that. So look at all that paint work, man. The paint wash, the metallic purple, it just looks really nice. Look at the sculpting work on the arm here. And then look at the detail on the belt. We have some sculpted details that look really nice. Look at the glove. We have that metallic purple. Throughout the figure, all the purple pieces are metallic. Like the gloves have that metallic look. The legs have that metallic look. All the little details kind of have that slight metallic kind of look to it. And that is just really dope. Look at all the paint wash on the back too. Man. Looks really, really good. There is one paint imperfection right here on the leg. Got a little bit of green on there. But that's the only paint imperfection I could find on this whole figure. So that's pretty impressive that they were able to get the paint that clean on a figure so small. And I do like the sculpting work on him, but I do prefer the sculpted details on the Marvel Legends one, because I like the way that the thread, the cloth-like texture looks on him, and it just looks really dope. But they're both really great looking figures. Look at that. Oh, how cute. They're both really great looking figures. They just kind of have a different approach to it. But I appreciate both of them for sure. I'll say that I like the sculpting work on the Marvel Legends one more, but I like the paint work on the Marvel Universe one more. So, shit, I'd be down for a re-release of the Marvel Legends Kang the Conqueror with this type of paint work. With the metallic purple and the dark greens, that'd be dope. You guys already know that I'm a huge fan of green and purple. And this Kang figure really does a good job of making that look awesome. But yeah, this is a great looking figure. And for accessories, the only thing that Kang comes with is this little gun. And it's pretty surprising because this thing is tiny, but they were able to get a lot of nice sculpted detail in there. Look at that. Check out like the other side of it. That's a really good looking gun. And he could hold it, but because his hands are so small, it does kind of pop out easy, you know. So it is what it is. I think that was the case with a lot of Marvel Universe figures, but at least, you know, you could get him to hold it. So there we go. But yeah, that's a really good looking gun. And now for a couple of quick size comparisons, we have Kang alongside a couple of other Marvel villains. On the left, we have the Marvel Universe Ulik, and on the right, we have one of my favorite Marvel Universe figures, and that would be the Marvel Universe Thanos. And then next up, we have Kang the Conqueror alongside some other really awesome Marvel Universe figures. On the left, we have the Marvel Universe Thor, and on the right we have the Marvel Universe Bleeding Edge Iron Man, I think that was. But yeah, those two figures are really dope. I forgot that I even had that Iron Man. And for some more Avengers action, we have Kang alongside the Marvel Universe Secret Wars Hawkeye. I think that's where he came from, the Secret Wars 2-pack. I don't really remember, but I think this is an awesome figure. And I don't think even at this point that Hasbro has given us a Hawkeye, a Marvel Legends Hawkeye that's better than this one. Hopefully they do soon, but I haven't been happy with any of the Marvel Legends Hawkeyes figures that Hasbro's given us. I still keep the Toy Biz one in my collection, and I feel like this guy here might be the best classic Hawkeye figure available, and it'd be cool to see Hasbro take another stab at it. And then on the opposite side, we have Captain America, and obviously that's an awesome figure. And then for some cosmic action, we have Kang alongside the Marvel Universe Captain Marvel and the Marvel Universe Nova. And this Captain Marvel figure does look pretty cool, but that's a figure they put out pretty early in the line. And you could definitely tell there's a lot of things going on there that they improved on as the line went on. Like, he doesn't have the rocking ankles. He doesn't have upper thigh swivel. He doesn't have like a ball hinge neck. He just has a ball joint there. The head barely moves. So there was a lot of things wrong with that figure, but I think he looks pretty good. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Nova, which is a really, really dope figure that has all the good stuff on him. And then here's a couple of other random 3 3/4 inch scale figures I have. These are like Fortnite figures. On the left, we have the Gingerbread Man guy. And then on the right, I think his name is Omega. I think this Omega would make for a pretty cool little adversary for this Kang the Conqueror. But yeah, I kind of, you know, 3 3/4 inch figures, I kind of had like a a rocky relationship with. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I'm like, I can't stand them. But like for the last couple of years, I've been really into them. I think they're very cool, and I just kind of secretly buy them whenever I get a chance. But I'm thinking I might start reviewing a little bit more of them on my channel. I recently picked up the retro Boba Fett, and this thing looks awesome. And again, this was thanks to Adam. He's the one who kind of inspired me to buy this when we were talking on a live stream one time. But I might review this if you guys are interested in that. Let me know. Oops, I knocked over Omega. It's okay. It's a Fortnite figure. And then next up, we have the two figures that are responsible for my little love affair with 3 3/4 inch figures. On the left, we have the Marvel Universe Beta Ray Bill, and on the right, we have the Marvel Universe Cable. Both of these are still awesome. I have reviews for both of these on my channel right now, so go ahead and check those out if you feel like it. But yeah, these two are great figures, and Kang is right up there with them, man. He's a really nice figure. And then, of course, we have Kang alongside the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. And then as far as the articulation goes, Marvel Universe figures don't typically have all that much articulation, but considering the scale, I think that Hasbro used to do a really good job of putting as much articulation as possible into such a small body. And I think they did pretty good with Kang here. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with the head. It is on a little ball joint, so it does move side to side. He does have a ball hinge in there, but it's really hard to get him to look up at all because of the shape of his head. So he can't really look up too much. He could look down to about right there though, which is kind of impressive. And then he does have the side to side, obviously. He does have a diaphragm cut, so he does get some twist from there. We get a little bit of side to side and go back to about right there. It doesn't really go back too much at all, really. Doesn't go forward too far either. So again, I'd imagine that it's hard to get a lot of range out of such a small body, But at least there's some movement there, so, I'm happy with that. And then he does have a waist swivel. And then for the arms, he does have ball jointed shoulders that do go all the way around. Woo! They come out to the side to about right there, which is pretty good. He does have upper bicep swivel. He's got single jointed elbows, which get a pretty good range, especially considering that they're only single joints and they're small. But yeah, that's pretty decent there. At the hands, he has a swivel and a hinge. Look at that. That's dope. Again, it's very impressive that they're able to get a hinge into these little hands. So cool stuff there. And then for the legs, they can go up a pretty good amount, even though he does have his little skirt thing right here. It kind of just raises up and gets out of the way when you're moving his leg up. So there you go. They come out to the side only to right there. He does have upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Bam! Look at that double jointed knee. You'd actually get him into some good poses. And then he does have a lower leg swivel. And he's got rocking ankles. I feel like they gave Marvel Universe figures rocking ankles before they gave any 6-inch figures rocking ankles. Because at the time, they were putting out these awesome little Marvel Universe figures. And then they were for 6-inch stuff, they were putting out like Iron Man movie figures, and they wouldn't have rocking ankles. So it used to be frustrating. And I'd get all jealous when I'd see Marvel Universe figures with cool ankles and then 6-inch figures with bullshit ankles. But anyways, yeah, he has a rocking ankle, goes forward to right there, comes up to right there. And there we go. Yeah, like I said, considering that it's such a tiny little body, they're able to get some pretty good articulation in there. Alright, so overall, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the dust settles, and time sits still, I think this is a really, really nice figure. I'm blown away by the amount of details that they were able to stuff into such a little body, and in my opinion, this is definitely one of the best Marvel Universe figures out there. So far, I think I've said that every single time that I've reviewed a Marvel Universe figure, but that's the reason why I'm reviewing them, because I like them so much. I'm not going to sit up here and review a Marvel Universe figure that I dislike. But yeah, Kang the Conqueror is definitely up there with Beta Ray Bill and Cable and Thanos and Juggernaut and all the amazing Marvel Universe figures that they put out. Kang was kind of a sleeper because I don't even remember when he came out. Like, I missed him. Like, I would have, Cable, I bought him when he first came out. Beta Ray Bill, I didn't buy it when he first came out, but I noticed him. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. I just never got around to getting it. Kang, I don't remember him coming out. because I would have bought him. You know, I like Kang the Conqueror. He's purple, he's green, he's a time traveler, he's a freaking weirdo. So I would have definitely bought him. But for whatever reason, I just missed it. But yeah, shout out to Adam for hooking me up with this, or, you know, whoever hooked me up with it. If you hooked me up with it and it wasn't Adam, let me know in the comments so I could give you the proper shout outs. But I'm pretty sure it was Adam, or maybe I even bought it on Amazon. I don't know. I got to keep track of things a little better. In any case, this is an amazing figure. I really love it. Love the sculpting work. Love the colors. He's fun to play with. He looks good. He definitely has a high pocket figure potential because he's so small. He doesn't have a bunch of accessories, so I don't really have to worry about misplacing him. I could just put his gun to the side, stick Kang in my pocket, and go have some fun. But yeah, man, he's a really great figure, and this figure was a lot of fun to review, so I definitely want to review more Marvel Universe figures. If that's something that you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments, and I'd really like to start reviewing more 3 3/4 inch figures just in general. Like I said, I'm interested in reviewing that Boba Fett figure, so if people want to see that, I'm definitely going to do it. But yeah, definitely want to get into some more Marvel Universe figures, especially if they're this good. I just got to keep hunting down which ones are good, because you know, I would say probably there was a lot of bad ones too. So I don't know what the ratio is from, you know, good to bad Marvel Universe figures. As far as ones I could just name off the head, you know, there was probably like 30 or something that were good, maybe 20, I don't know. And they put out a bunch of them. But, you know, it's a handful. It's a handful of, like, exceptional figures like these here. So if there's other ones that you guys want me to hunt down and review, let me know in the comments. Right now, I do have my eye on Hercules. I want to hunt him down. The movie War Machine was really good. There was some other great ones, but right now Hercules is the one that I have my sights on, so I might have to do that. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Peace.